Greetings, my name is Muhamad with Azmannizam and my partner is Sofie. So we'll be presenting about how architecture evolves through time. Architecture style have evolved into something much more graceful through the Byzantine and Romanist periods. It was during 5 to 7 and 1200s that majority of architecture began to use brick instead of stone, and changing forever the way that buildings would be constructed. So there are two different eras of how architecture evolved, which is traditional and modern architecture. So I will start off with traditional architecture and how it all began. Traditional architecture is a dynamic concept that has changed over the years, addressing the many existing issues of housing in our society. It is the way that building a house using recognizable symbols of a particular culture of unique people in a special way. It requires a high level of ethical commitment to the local people, their locations, cultures, and traditions. Fortunately, people have found out over the years the various ways to deal with extreme weather conditions. But the influence of Western culture and the need to build an internationally acceptable construction style have led to a reduction in traditional building solutions. Take ancient Egyptians as an example. The Egyptians drove architecture forward at a considerable pace during the period 3050 BC to 900 BC. Engineering capabilities were significantly advanced in this era, allowing the Egyptians to create their famous structure, which could reach great heights. These designs achieved such vertical reach because of the wide pyramid base that was designed to support them. Outside of the pyramids, that were renowned for using closely placed columns in multiple numbers to support structures as opposed to load-bearing arch. Moreover, traditional architecture takes into the account where popular region or area, so the characteristics of traditional architecture used by architects and builders includes a commitment to maintain the link to the past styles of building. It uses reuse of materials or designing homes and building to stay consistent with the overall building. That this design area this creates a sense of continuity and connection to the past, which helps the area maintains its traditional look and feel for the residents of the community. A main component of a traditional architecture style is the way in which the past building styles and present are merged together, creating a seamless transition. With traditional architecture, much difference is paid to the materials used in the building and how they function and work. Traditional architecture does not depart from the norm in the way that contemporary architecture does, nor it is rigidly developed to form and function as in the case of modern architecture. Traditional architecture is basically an older way of building homes and buildings that stands the test of time and continues its link to past move forward. So we will move on with modern architecture.
So thank you, Harith. So I'll be presenting about modern architecture. First of all, the history of modern architecture. Who was the inventor of modern architecture? Early modernist architect led by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe and Walter Gropius in Germany. Le Corbusier in France pioneered modern architecture in Europe. They want to accentuate shapes while removing all the ornamentation. Next is the rise and fall of modernist architecture. Modernism originated in the early 20th century, and by the 1920s, the movement's key leader, Le Corbusier, Walter Gropius, and Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, had established the reputation. However, it did not become popular until after World War II, when modernist planning was applied as a solution to the prior failure of architecture and design to meet the basic societal demands. During the 1930s, up to 15% of urban populations were impoverished, and slum clearance was one of the decade's numerous societal concerns. Modernist planning was a prominent notion that was utilized to solve these challenges. However, the movement was unable to sufficiently appreciate and adapt to the social dynamics of family and community. And as a result, many modernist buildings were demolished in the 1970s. Moreover, next slide. So these are the example of modern architecture. So moreover, I'll be presenting on the characteristic of modern architecture. Firstly, the modern materials used are concrete, brick, steels, and glass. Concrete, the backbone of modern building, is made up of cement, fine and coarse particles bound together in a certain ratio. Using the right scaffolding, the compound can be easily molded into the necessary shape, constructing a column, beam, slab, foundation, and so on. So, brick blocks are similar to Lego blocks in that they may be joined to create unique marvels through imaginative thoughts and excellent craftsmanship. Despite their inflexible structure, brick blocks have demonstrated a great variation, resulting in the production of exquisite specimens of time. Steel is a material that can be utilized as both structural and visual material. Steel as a building material has a characteristics such as durability, strength, lightweight, the ability to be recycled, and the ability to tolerate changes in the climatic conditions. Lastly, glass is the most frequent facade features that provide both visibility and protection from changeable weather, a modernistic material utilized to achieve transparency and light. Next slide. So the second characteristic of modern architecture is minimalism. Minimalism emerged from the 1920s Diestuch and Bauhaus movement, emphasizing the use of minimal design elements devoid of embellishment or decorations. The style popularized by architects such as Mies van der Rohe suggested that reducing a design to its core elements revealed its actual essence. So, pure geometric forms, plain material, repetition, and clear lines are the characteristic of the styles. So next, as the conclusion, before we end our presentation, let me recap back the two characteristics of traditional architecture, which are the traditional architecture style and meaning and the importance of it. While for the modern architecture, the materials used are concrete, brick, steel, and glass. And the other characteristic of modern architecture is minimalism. So that is all from us. We hope you guys gain information about the two different styles of architecture. Thank you.